Hi everyone, let's talk about Solar City, which again is on Kickstarter right now. You can click the link in the description to go to the campaign page and see all of the final stuff, because already a lot of the layout and some of the artwork and stuff has changed, but it's all on the campaign page for you to check out if you want to. Anyway, so Solar City, I really like this. I like the idea of city building games anyway. I think loads of people have got this kind of desire harkening back to SimCity, that we just want to be building our own cities and have them the way we want to. But this does it in quite a different way. It's got kind of it kind of harkens back a little bit to Quadropolis, but works quite differently in that in Quadropolis we had a central board we were taking tiles from, and we were kind of putting our specialists around the side and blocking it off in that way. In this game, we are placing our skyscrapers into the city from a display. We can put them wherever we want, but we are activating that a row or column at a time and blocking that row and column off for everybody. And that leads to a lot of different things. A lot of the buildings are very nicely designed to pull you in different directions. The one that wants you get loads of money if the columns are empty, but inevitably those columns are going to fill up over the course of the game, and then you will want to turn them into points. The point at which you upgrade the buildings is quite different, and yeah, you're tempted in all sorts of different ways. In just the buildings that we were using in this game, the shaft building that gave you the money at the start, you could upgrade that straight away and get 12 money, and you get a really good head start in money and being able to build more things, maybe being able to upgrade things. But you are then using your cheap upgrades to get free money. And later on, when you actually want the upgrades for points, they're going to cost a fortune. And yeah, as I said, the ones that want empty columns at the beginning, so you can get loads of money. But then as those columns fill up, at what point do you then go, okay, I want the points? Because as soon as you do it, you then lose that ability. That's the big key. The ability that keeps going off every time you activate those rows and columns. Well, at a certain point, you're not going to be able to activate that anymore, because it's full of buildings at a certain point, and you're going to have to start upgrading, if only to get the activations of the other things in the row or column again, as well as earn the points. It's all about getting those points, isn't it? But yeah, they work in really nice ways, and it's a nice system of shuffle them up and only have 6 in a game, and the interactions between them are going to define kind of the way that you go in the game. Are you going to be driven to get a load of skyscrapers? Are you going to be driven to accelerate and try and get the sky gardens as soon as you can, because getting them is going to earn you income? That could have been a way that we could have gone. The ones that went into the corner are an interesting thing. You get a load of money if you put them in the corner, but then you're going to get no points when you want to upgrade them into that. There are some that get you just money and will just activate and don't do anything when they're sky gardens, or there is one that doesn't activate at all and just gives you straight points when you upgrade it into a sky garden. There are lots of different opportunities into this, and it's all tied into this really nice system of activating the rows and columns and then disabling that for everybody, which can lead to a load of different strategies, because people can see what you're doing. If I can see that you're leading up to an activation, maybe I want to just put anything in that row or column. If I can see you're placing something to be able to upgrade it, because it's got a row and a column free, you put it in the row and then you've used the row activation. I'm going to put something in the column now to at least delay you in doing that. You can play it that way. You could play it really cutthroat if you wanted to, but it definitely isn't a game that forces that on you. It's completely an option. It's a nice balance as well between if you want to keep putting down the buildings, it's going to get more and more expensive, and then at a certain point, you're going to have to start upgrading them just so you can afford putting the buildings down. Putting the buildings down is going to start costing you more than you will ever get from activating them. And so if you can keep a nice balance early on of upgrading them into the gardens, it's going to kind of keep your costs down of doing either of them. The public buildings are a nice touch as well. There is a bigger stack of those, and you just shuffle them up in a 2-player game. You take 10, and depending which ones come out, it will affect your game in a different way. There, we had a lot that kind of doubled up the rewards when upgrading to Sky Gardens, so it further incentivized getting really good activation bonuses to get the most points. I think Marty really got a big benefit out of that. The artwork's really nice. That, as I said, it's been changed a little bit further. The layout of the tiles is nicer and more clear, and the player boards have just been changed. As I said, you can see all of that on the Kickstarter campaign page. I think that it looks nice, and it's got a nice futuristic look and feel to it already, But yeah, the tweaks that they've made already have improved it a lot, I think. But overall, yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, I'm a sucker for just city building games in general, but I think that as well as all of the things I've got about the interaction between the buildings and the choice of how long do you leave activating it because you need the money and the benefits you're getting from that, and until you upgrade them into Sky Gardens, when you're going to stop all of that but get the points that you desperately need. If you leave it too late, you're not going to be able to upgrade, which you find out in the last round inevitably that, oh, I've left it too late for that one. But the core thing of whatever you do usually results in you having to activate a row or column, sealing that off for everybody, but also yourself. You will find yourself, as you fill up your city board, kind of, painting yourself into a corner that, oh, I've only got these few spaces left, how am I going to maximize the use of these? I really, really like this is just a prototype, just an early thing of just the basic game, but I can't wait to see, how this evolves with, you can just keep putting in more city types and more public buildings to change all of this up. Yeah, I think it's definitely got the potential to add a lot more stuff to it. But the whole thing is the playthrough. So you can check out the playthrough that I did of the game and see if you are interested, see if you're interested in the gameplay itself. And the campaign page is in the description, so you can take a look at that as well if you want to. It's all about what you'd like to do, isn't it, really? Anyway, that is Solar City. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.